Hey guys, Cast72 here. I'm hoping you can hear me pretty well. I'm using a new camera that I just got 2 days ago, and I want to see what the video is going to look like once I render it, put it on YouTube. The problem with this camera is it doesn't come with an external mic, so I'm hoping you guys can hear me clearly. It's the Canon SX730HS. I got a good price on it on Amazon, and I just want to see what the results are going to be. Everything at this point has been set to automatic. That's another test. I want to compare automatic to versus. Anyway, I'm getting off the subject. The video is not about that today. I want to talk about a mod I want to do on the performance mod that I want to do on the Kia Soul that I got. And I purchased this from eBay, and all it is basically a cold air intake. And I got it for two reasons. One, I wanted to see if in fact it does help with the gas, and also in performance. Now, you're not going to get a significant amount of performance with these type of modifications on a vehicle. In order to get true performance, you have to follow through the exhaust pipe. You pretty much probably need to put a turbo on it. I'm not looking to go in depth. Basically, I just wanted to install this because I think it looks cool. It will improve the engine performance slightly, and just wanted to share that with you guys today. So again, it's not a huge engine. I think it's a 2.5 or 1.6 liter. I'm not 100% certain. I'll reference that later in the video. So, you know, if you want true performance, you got to at least start off with a V6, maybe a V8. You will get some performance if you put more money into a 4-cylinder engine, but like I said, it's going to require a lot more aftermarket parts in order to get it to perform to that level. Anyway, I'm getting off the subject here. Let me show you what I ended up getting. I'll put the link in the description in case you guys have a Kia Soul and maybe it's something you might want to do and you end up liking the video and the results of how it looks. And then through the next couple of weeks, I'll keep you posted, or I'll do another video on the performance and if in fact it's improved gas. But you basically get your air intake filter with the package, your air intake pipe. My vehicle's color scheme is red and black, so I thought this was perfect. You got your breather hose. You get an extension for the pipe to your inlet. You get some clamps and a bracket to help stabilize the pipe somewhere in the frame of the vehicle, or the firewall I should say. And this is another thing I bought, but this is not part of the, you know, the kit. This I bought separate. I'll put a link in the description for that too. But basically this is just it's like a funnel, an airflow funnel, if you want to call it that. And what this does basically is as the air intakes sucking in cool air, this kind of directs it into kind of like a whirlpool, so it has a better direct inlet as opposed to just being, I guess, scattered. But it's supposed to help improve the air intake. And let me show you what that looks like. There you go. So that's what that looks like. And the reviews indicate that it had improved some performance, and these were people testing it simply by just driving it around and knowing their vehicle, which is what I'm going to do. Others took it to a dyno tune place and they did see a significant difference. Not a lot, but I mean, I think anywhere between 5% to 10% increase in performance. You know, that's what they're stating anyway. I'm just doing it for two reasons. It didn't cost a whole lot. It ain't gonna hurt anything, and if there is a slight bit of improvement, I think it's worth it. So, and really, I just like the way it's gonna look. But that's the box that this came in, if I hadn't shown you already. And let me get you a closer look on the filter. Pretty nice filter, good quality. And Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do today, guys. I just want to share that with you. Again, if you happen to have a Kia Soul, mine is a 2013. I think this kit works from 2012 to 2014 models, if I'm not mistaken. I'll put the link in the description. That way you guys are certain if you want to try this, it'll have the proper vehicles that it works with. What else? So I'm going to gather my tools, get situated, and oh, by the way, if I look a little red skinned, it's because my umbrella on the patio is red, so it's not the camera. And then I don't know, maybe I'll do a video on this camera that I just purchased on another video. But for today, guys, it's going to be the cold intake upgrade. So without further ado, let's go ahead and do this. Alright, guys. Well, guys, I kind of wanted to do a time lapse on this so it wouldn't take too long video recording this, but unfortunately I told you guys I just purchased this camera and I totally forgot to pay attention to see whether or not this has time lapse, which is one of the key features I like on most of my recording devices because it just shortens the length of time. Anyway, there's ways around it. I can video edit it, but okay, well, anyway, we'll just have to proceed. So okay, here's the engine, and what we're going to be taking off here today is this, which is the factory breather, and we're going to be installing the replacement. So this basically is just a cover for the engine. We're going to take this off like so, and then that just exposes your engine, and we're going to start taking this off. So I don't want the battery to drain on this phone, I mean on this camera, because I don't have like I said, I don't have time lapse on it, which maybe it does. I still got to look into it. I just didn't want to waste too much time. I got other things I got to do. But let me go ahead and start taking this off, guys, and I'll explain as I'm going along. Man, I sure wish I could have done this in time lapse, but oh well. So for starters, you got your breathing element here, and there's a clip right there. You just undo that. There's another one right here. You do that. I believe that's pretty much it. And here's your breather. That's that blue pipe that that I showed you guys in the kit. This one you just basically just pop off of there. Okay, let me get some tools real quick, and I'll be right back, guys. I just kind of wanted to get a layout of what I need. But it looks like we're going to need a Phillips screwdriver, a pair of pliers, and it looks like that's it. So I'll come back with the tools. Hang on. Okay, guys, so what I did was I used the pliers to release that little circlamp that you see right there, and then pulled the pipe off, or the hose. And on this side I just loosened up the Phillips head screwdriver, and then now we're able to just take this guy off, and then that's the filter. And for this to come off, you see that screw right there that I'm pointing at? That's gonna have to come off, so let me go ahead and take that off real quick. I got a little stubby here that should make that a little easy. Okay, I got it. Ugh. That should be good enough. Maybe we need a little more. Oh boy, they got some screws in there. Let me see if I can focus in on that for you. But if you look right there, they've got, looks like 8mm heads. I'm gonna have to undo that one. And I think they've got, I'm sure they're gonna have them. Yeah, there's another one. Okay, let me pause the video and I'll come back with the tools again and we can get that done. Okay guys, I'm back and let's try the, what did I do with it? The 10mm. There we go. So it's going to be a 10mm screw holding the housing for the breather that you're going to have to loosen. And I don't know how I'm going to get to that one way back there. Okay, it's not that bad. I thought it was going to be worse. It's not that bad. Just so y'all know, that camera that I bought, the one that I did the intro to the video as to what we were going to be doing today, the Canon, unfortunately it doesn't have time lapse, so I had to revert back to my iPhone X. The sad thing about it is, looking at the quality from the two, it looks like the iPhone pretty much really dominates it, and it sucks because I just purchased that one and I don't know, it has some uses. I'll find uses for it. I hate returning stuff, especially if I know I'm going to need it down the line. It's just disappointing to me that it seems like cameras are losing their grasp on the video and photo technology part of it due to cell phones being able to do better quality imaging and photos than the actual camera companies themselves. That's pretty messed up in my opinion. Alright, so anyway, getting off track here. I think this has to come off next. So I got the compartment off, which is this guy, the screws that mount it and hold it. And we got this breather ready to come off, but I think we're gonna have to take these off now, guys. And I think that is gonna let us get the air breather off. And these are just like little plastic screws. Use a stubby. Okay, there's one. These are just kind of like grommets. You can see right there, they're just grommets. That takes care of that. Yeah, see, and then just this whole piece just comes right off. And then we should be, yeah, there we go. Now we're able to get this out. Let me mount the camera back up again. And let me get this out now. There we go. This big old box. If you guys decide to do this, don't get rid of the original air box and whatnot, because you can always put it back, or if your vehicle is still under warranty and you want to take it in for a trade-in or whatnot, you can get your, you'll get your value, because they'll notice you didn't tamper with the engine or anything like that. Some of these factories see that and they'll freak out thinking, okay, well, what else has he done to the engine, you know, even though all you're doing is putting in a better breather. Oh gosh, okay, we got that off. So when you're done, this is what you should have. You have all this space gone. I'll probably take this canister off here in a minute. I just don't, or unless I put a sheet, I'll probably put something here and cover up that opening, and then that way I don't have to take this whole thing off. But there's your air intake right there, and then that's where the pipe's going to go, and the filter and all that other stuff. So let me go grab those parts now. I'll be right back. Okay guys, a quick little update here. So this is set, right? But here's a problem I got. This breather goes here, right, with the extension. But the problem is, as you can see, it is extremely long. So I'm actually going to have to modify it and cut it about, probably about right here, believe it or not. And that's what I'm trying to cope with right now. So let me go ahead and pause the video yet again and make these slight modifications. Again, I wanted to make sure that that actually spins, and it does at about 4,000, 5,000 RPM. And this here I'm gonna have to shorten. It's just too long, and that might be what they do from factory, knowing that you're gonna have to trim it somewhat, but at least they get you in the right shape. So the shape is right, it's just that I need to trim it. So let me go ahead and pause the video. We'll have to work on that. Okay guys, so let me show you what I done. On this portion I went down to the first, second, third groove. So what I mean by that is, let me mount this camera so I can show you. Alright, so this part's going to go into the inlet, right? So what I did was I pushed it in far enough to where it meets the third groove, first, second, third, just right underneath that. Okay, just so it's 3 all the way around, right on the third groove all the way around, and that's it. Then I took this part that comes with this actual fan, and I inserted that, right? So they both have at least a good 1/4 of an inch space over this. Now with the clamps they sent, which are going to be these, we're going to put one right over and clasp these two right here. I might as well just do that now. Let's go ahead and tighten this. Just give it one last look, make sure that it's butted up all the way with no space before we really clamp down on this. And the grooves actually help because you can see right through there how it lines up. So for me, I already know that right there is going to do the trick. Okay. Okay, that's about as tight as it's gonna get. So there you go. Now you got your seal all the way around. And this is gonna go to your inlet, and that's gonna go to the air intake. So now what we'll do when we're ready is this will go on there like that, and then we just need to cut where we need to, and then the air filter will go on the other side. So let me go ahead and work on that, and I'll come back. Okay guys, so like I said, I had to modify the pipe and shorten it. That's what I'm about to do. So let me go ahead and get my blade ready. I'm going to put a towel and wrap it just so nothing happens to it. It doesn't get scratched or anything. I wish I had my workbench, but it's being used on something else right now, so this will have to survive. This will have to do. That takes care of that. And there we go. Got it all trimmed down. And now let me just go and continue back on the car. Alright. Okay guys, now that we did that little fabrication work, this is the end result. Came out pretty damn good. And now we're going to just go ahead and install it. Now there's two key features I want to point out here. One, if you look underneath here, this is where the cool air comes in when you're driving. It's like a little ventilation shaft. See if I can get a better angle of this for you. Where's it at? There it is. So you see that square pretty much? There's a little shaft that goes into the front of the vehicle, and when cool air is coming in, it's pushing it directly out from right here. So that explains why I shaped the pipe the way I did, because when it's all said and done, that filter is going to be resting, as you can see, right where that cool air is going to be blowing on it. Hopefully you can see that. So right there, it's going to be getting all that cool air coming in as I'm driving, and the clearance is still enough for the hood to close. But there's one more obstacle, and that is, if you see where this pipe's going to come out, it's going to hit just about half of this. Well, this is just a plastic, thank God it's not metal, it's just a plastic what do you call it, mold to help hold the filter, the factory filter that's on top. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and just cut this off, and then when I'm ready to put the factory one back on, I can just basically bolt a little metal bracket here and use that for stability. Because that's all this really is just to hold it stable. I guess to prevent any vibration while you're driving. The cabin filter will not shake around, and I can still use this grommet, because this grommet just comes right out. It's just a plastic grommet. But yeah, that's what I'm going to do next. So alright, let me go ahead and get started on that. That didn't take long at all. I went ahead and got that taken care of. So basically that piece that was there is no longer there. So now that allows me to fit my air pipe perfectly the way I like it. And let me go ahead and do that next, and then show you the end result. Okay guys, sorry about that. As you can see, my iPhone X died out, so I had to turn over to the Canon. But there you go guys, that's the finished product. I kind of cleaned it up a little bit. Still want to do a little bit more cleaning on the engine. But as you can see, now we have this nice cool air inlet intake, and I think it came out pretty decent. So we had to do a little trimming on it, but all in all it worked out. And as I explained, the breather hose that they gave for the PVC pipe was too short, so I had to go get one that was longer. No big deal. That sticker did not come with the kit. I actually had that from my previous K&N install, so that was just a little thing I did for myself. Another thing I'd like to mention is I used the top bracket that comes with the factory air inlet to help guide the air down in this direction, which even helps more with that filter getting cooler air. So as you can see, the air comes in from there, right? And right next to it is going to be the air filter. But I took the front cover off and left the back cover so that I can attach this roof type, this little hood. And as you can see from the side, what will happen is the air will come through. It'll go with the dynamics of the shape of this plastic, and it'll go into the down position, which basically will allow a lot cooler air to be directed exactly on that filter. So this is going to complete the little modification I did here, and I think we're gonna test it out, see how it works and performs, and I will keep you guys updated on another video further down the line. And I got a couple of more modifications coming to the Kia. This takes a little time. But yeah, overall it wasn't such a hard project, pretty simple. We did come across some little modifications, but it wasn't such a big deal. I hope you guys can hear me pretty clearly because I'm outside and I think there's some wind. But tell me what you think about this new camera, and if you'd like, let me know and I'll make a video on it specifically, talking about the camera that I just purchased, which again is the PowerShot SX730HS. Pretty pleased with it, except for the fact that I can't believe it doesn't have time lapse, but maybe I just didn't look at it properly. Maybe I'll have to check on it. Maybe I just didn't read the manual properly. I was in a hurry to try to get this video out. Also guys, I'm gonna do some nice racing stripes on the sides. I got that coming up in another video, so stay tuned. That's another little thing I want to do for the Kia. But today it was just a breathing element. I wanted to get that installed, and I'm happy with it. Didn't cost a whole lot, so it's not a budget breaker, and hopefully I'll get my performance out of it. Alright guys, as always, thanks for watching. Cast 72, peace out.